Okay, so this question here, we're going to integrate the function of 1 divided by the square root of 9 minus x squared with respect to x. Okay, sometimes, occasionally, you see the dx written on top there. Okay, because it is 1, isn't it? It is 1 there times dx, which is just dx. Okay, so sometimes you see it written there. Don't worry about it. But they give us the substitution, don't they? They say, look, x is going to be substituted with 3 sine theta. Okay, and you can easily work out what x squared is from there, can't you? So basically, x squared is going to be square of 3 sine theta. So remember, you've got to square. You know, if you're squaring x, you've got to square all of this, the whole thing. So put it in a bracket and square it. And when I square it, then, well, you square that, so you get 9. And then, of course, sine theta squared is sine squared theta. Okay? So that's going to be the substitution there. We need to work out what dx is. So dx by d theta, if we differentiate, while the 3 stays there as a constant multiplying this, and then sine theta becomes cos theta. So this implies that dx is equal to 3 cos theta d theta. Okay, take the d theta up. Okay, so the limits then, yeah. So x is 0 to start with. So let's change this, so we've got the limits in terms of theta. So 0 is 3 sine theta. Okay. Well, you could divide by the 3 there, can't you? But that'll just be 0, won't it, when you take the 3 over. So this implies we've got 0 is sine theta. Sine theta's got to be 0 in this case. So then, to get theta, you do sine to the minus 1 of 0 is theta, which will just be 0, okay? And then when x is 1.5, so 1.5 equals to 3 sine theta, okay? So if I take the 3 over, I'll have 1.5 divided by 3 equals sine theta, okay? And 1.5 divided by 3 is just a half, yeah? So sine theta equals to a half. So if I take the sine over, I will get sine to the minus 1 over half equals to theta, okay? And you perhaps know what sine to the minus 1 over half is. 30 degrees, yeah? Which would be pi by 6. Remember, it's got to be in terms of radians. Now, you can just check that, okay? So you can see that it'll come out on your calculator if you put it in radian mode, okay? So let's look at the integral then. So the integral becomes, so the lower limit is 0 for theta and the upper limit is pi by 6. So remember, on top now there's just 1 there, yeah? So it'll be 1 over, well, you've got the square root of 9, take away x squared, and we worked out x squared to be that. And then don't forget, then the dx becomes, where is it, 3 cos theta d theta. Okay, now from this, what we need to do now is have a think about, like, where could we go from here? Okay, and it's actually quite similar to the last question, but you've got to sort of, in a way, it's a little bit harder to find the next step compared to the last question. Look at the denominator here, okay, and just need to appreciate what we've got in there, in that root. You've got 9 minus 9 square sine squared theta. Now, when you look at those two terms, the fact that they've both got 9, yeah, as a constant there, should make you think, well, okay, if they've both got 9 there, I could maybe factorize it, okay? So if we factorize inside that square root, let's see what we get. So keep the square root there, okay? But because you've got 9 minus 9 sine squared theta, let's factorize it. So 9 bracket, well, 9 times 1 gives me 9, and 9 times minus sine squared theta, okay, gives me minus 9 sine squared theta. And you might start to see then, similar position that we were in last time. On the bottom, of course, look what we've got there inside that bracket. Well, 1 minus sine squared, of course, is just cos squared. Okay, the result we've been using since last year, and we're familiar with it now, with that relationship. 1 minus sine squared is cos squared. Okay. And what's great about this is then, on the bottom, you've just got a single term. So you can actually then square root that. Okay. And it is sort of possible to square root it simply because square root of 9 is 3. And square root of cos squared is just going to be cos theta, yeah? Times 3 cos theta d theta. Now look at what we've got. Okay, something magical happens, because if you notice, on top I've got 3 cos theta. On bottom I've got 3 cos theta. So the 3's will cancel, they'll divide to give 1. The cos theta will divide. Cos theta on top, cos theta on bottom will divide to give 1. It cancels. What we're left with, quite simply, I'll do it up here. I'll do it here, I'll squeeze it in here. Because they cancel, we're just left with 1. Okay, we just got to integrate 1. And when you integrate 1, well, 1 just becomes theta with respect to that variable there. And square brackets, the limits there, so that'll just become pi by 6, take away 0, which is pi by 6. And I would leave the answer like that because it looks perfect the way that is there. Pi by 6 is our answer.